Have you ever heard the whispers about Aka Manto, the ghost in the red cloak that haunts the last stall of old Japanese school bathrooms? They say if you're alone and you run out of paper, a voice will drift from the shadows, asking a simple, terrifying question. This isn't just a story told around a campfire. It's a legend that has seeped into the very walls of schools across Japan, a cautionary tale that has haunted generations. But what happens when you actually answer? What choice would you make? Imagine this. You're in an empty school after hours. The silence is heavy, broken only by the drip, drip, drip of a leaky faucet. You step into the restroom, the air growing colder with each step. You find yourself in the last stall, the one everyone warns you about. And just as the story's foretold, it happens. A voice, smooth as silk but cold as the grave, asks from the other side of the door, "Do you want red paper or blue paper?" This is the moment of truth, a choice between two seemingly innocent colors. But in the world of Aka Manto, there is no right answer. Choose red, and you'll meet a gruesome, bloody end, slashed apart until your clothes are stained the color of his cloak. The legend says you'll be flayed, your skin peeled away like paper. The red paper you asked for becomes your own flesh. A horrifying, brutal fate for a simple request. So, what about blue? Maybe blue is the safer option, right? Wrong. If you choose blue paper, you'll be strangled until your face turns a ghastly shade of blue, your body deprived of all oxygen. Your life is choked out of you, leaving you as a cold, blue corpse on the tiled floor. Some versions of the tale say you'll be drained of all your blood, leaving your skin pale and blue. Either way, the outcome is just as fatal. So you're thinking, I'll just be clever. I won't choose red or blue. A smart move, perhaps? People have tried asking for a different color, yellow, green, purple. It doesn't matter. Asking for any other color is said to drag you down into the underworld, straight to the shadows from which Aka Manto came. You'll be pulled through the toilet into a realm of darkness from which there is no escape. So, what can you do? Is there any way to survive? The legend offers one sliver of hope, one potential escape from this deadly encounter. If you are faced with Aka Manto's question, your only chance is to say, "I don't need any paper." Decline his offer politely but firmly. This refusal confuses the spirit. You haven't played his game, you've rejected the premise entirely. Some say this will make him vanish, leaving you shaken but alive. But even this isn't a guarantee. Some storytellers claim that any response at all, even a refusal, will seal your fate. The safest bet? Never ever use that last stall. But who is Aka Manto? Where did this terrifying spirit come from? Like many urban legends, his origins are murky, lost to time and retellings. Some believe he was a handsome young man in life, so beautiful that he had to hide his face behind a mask to avoid the constant, unwanted attention. He was stalked and harassed, eventually meeting a tragic end inside a bathroom stall, the very place he sought refuge. Now, as a vengeful spirit, a yokai, he hides his face, not with a mask, but under a flowing red cloak and hood, turning his curse back on the living. In other versions, his story is much simpler and perhaps more chilling. He isn't a tragic figure at all. He is simply a predator, a demon, a yokai that has always haunted these dark, forgotten spaces. He finds pleasure in the fear and suffering of his victims. He is the embodiment of the anxiety we feel when we are at our most vulnerable, a primal fear given a name and a face, or rather, a lack of one. The true terror of Aka Manto is that he could be anyone or anything hidden just out of sight. The legend of Aka Manto taps into a very real, very human fear. The fear of being trapped, of being alone in a public yet private space. A bathroom is a place where we are exposed, vulnerable. The closed stall door provides a false sense of security. The legend preys on this, transforming a mundane space into a potential death trap. Every creak of the door, every drip of the faucet becomes a sign of his presence. And the choice he offers is a masterstroke of psychological horror. It's a classic, damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario. It forces the victim into a state of panic where logic fails and terror takes over. Red or blue, blood or suffocation. There is no good outcome. The horror isn't in the monster himself, but in the inevitability of the choice he presents. It's a game you are forced to play, and a game you are destined to lose. So, the next time you find yourself in a quiet, empty restroom, maybe late at night, and you close the stall door behind you, listen. Listen for more than just the hum of the lights or the sound of your own breathing. Listen for a whisper on the air, a cold voice from the shadows, and if you hear the question, red paper or blue paper, what will you do? Remember the stories, remember the choices. Your life could depend on it. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the dark world of Aka Manto. If you enjoyed this dive into Japanese urban legends, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next scary story. Stay safe out there and always check the toilet paper roll before you go in.